on this edition of
Middle America, you're watching right now, Middle America. Put down those Garth Crooks records. Get them out of your life. Switch off MTV and go out and party.
Ultrasound takes you beyond the press hype and into the most cutting-edge music themes themselves. Meet the new faces of metal, bounce to the break beats of big beats, and groove to the disco-infused sounds of the French DJ scene. All this for your listening pleasure.
Music in 1998 is dangerously close to becoming extinct.
You know, I'm starting to think that music in 1998 is all about the way you look. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, the jacket.
No, that jacket's rad.
It's become a strong trend in current pop to promote mediocrity and derivativeness.
I think so many bands have got in ruts sort of concentrating on one certain aspect of music, say concentrating on 1971 or 1969, and we've always wanted to go, you know, think about the future a little bit.
While long-anticipated releases from Nine Inch Nails and the Beastie Boys are expected later this year, other majors like Hole and the Smashing Pumpkins will put out new offerings in the spring. Their aim? Forget the past and push the creative envelope.
At this point in time, I think people need to be pushed and kind of try new things. Like, I love this argument, you know. Music was more relevant in 1967 than it is in 1998. But the fact of the matter is it's only truly relevant to the time that it comes from. So when someone young comes to me and says, how can I do anything different? It's because you're of your time that you will do something different. I think at the end of the day, what history says about music doesn't really matter. It's what people feel at the particular moment. So I want to make an album for like 1998.
Shedding goth for glam on his third full-length album due this summer, Marilyn Manson is also determined to break new ground in 1998. This time out, he has collaborated with close friend Corgan and the Dust Brothers of Beck fame.
I would like it to be an album that people listen to and they say, oh, that's a great song, who is that? And then their friends tell them it's Marilyn Manson. So we've basically taken everything that we've done in the past and done the opposite.
Other artists with upcoming releases include Alanis Morissette, the Dave Matthews Band, No Doubt, PJ Harvey, and Garbage, a band who in 1995 blazed a trail of femme fatale-fronted groups everywhere. What can we expect from their sophomore outing?
We don't want to just sort of necessarily rehash what we've done before, so we started merging old sounds, old 60s flavors with our sound, which had become a combination of all these different genres, and so we were getting this multi-layered and textured sort of sound to the track, which brought in a sort of a depth that maybe wasn't there on the first record.
1998 is also witnessing the continued infusion of electronic music. And while the artists aren't always recognizable, the different genres are beginning to be.
In England we have like categories for absolutely everything. I mean, you can get down to what street you live in the town. So just the kind of music that you do.
The shadowy trip-hop of Portishead. The ambient techno of Aphex Twin. And the high-speed drum loops from drum and bass pioneer Goldie, who has just released a double album that guests Noel Gallagher of Oasis on one track. Also from the drum and bass camp is Ronnie Size, who's gaining stateside recognition with a critically acclaimed album. Size's Brown Paper Bag also landed breakthrough video recognition on MTV.
The Americans are ready for jungle drum and bass. They're ready for new music, they're ready to create their own movement. I think right now is an exciting time. I'm excited, you know what I mean? I think that you should be excited as well, because the rest of the world are interested.
Then there's Big Beat, an upbeat party-inspired music genre that found its way to the dance floor in 1994. That's when the Chemical Brothers began DJing the Heavenly Social Club in London to a couple hundred revelers a week.
Big beat is electronica that isn't... It's a mixture of house music, rap music. I don't know, it's sort of a bit of everything. It's eclectic, but joined by the fact it's got a big thumping breakbeat beat in it.
Nicking samples from a variety of sources, Big Beat's philosophy is simple. Drinks, drugs, and most of all, dancing.
It's more based on partying. I mean, that's one thing about the Big Beat thing is that we don't take ourselves as seriously as a lot of sort of house artists. And we have a laugh.
It's like so much dance music does seem to get so serious and take itself so seriously, and you know, it's music to dance to, it's music to go out to. And personally, I like smiling. To compare our music with, say, the Chemicals and Bentleys and Prodigy, which people all say is like Big Beat music, it's so different, but I think there's the same kind of vibe behind it and a general let's just get on and party sort of attitude.
Though the commercial success of electronic music in America remains a question mark, critically, the mainstream is embracing it. At this year's Grammy Awards, Big Beat's main men, the Chemical Brothers, were victorious in the instrumental rock category, an award usually reserved for guitar aficionados.
Well, it's always been like the, you know, Joe Satriani and your Stevie Vai, isn't it? And it's, when he had the idea of putting it in there, it was like, what are you on about? But now he won something, it's like, yeah, good idea, man.
Now, major labels are rushing to ink multi-million-dollar deals with Big Beat indies, like Brighton's Skint Records to Sony Music and London's Wall of Sound to DreamWorks. All of this financial jockeying leaves some artists concerned that Big Beat's spirit may be co-opted.
Musicians do it for the kick because we like making people smile and making people dance, and unfortunately other people get involved in that because of the money, and that's when it becomes horrible. When you let lawyers run the music business, that's when it starts falling apart and becomes too corporate, and you end up with Wilson Phillips.
You can't hold it back. It's going to break through. I've had it with alternative radio, man. I want to break through. And it's going to happen. You can't fight it no more.
The definition of heavy metal today is that it's dead. It's completely and utterly 100% dead.
I would much prefer to be called a hard rock band than a heavy metal, because heavy metal goes from Motley Crue, Poison, Motorhead, Black Sabbath.
I can't stand here and be called a metal band. It's, what is metal? Metal to me is like Iron Maiden or Carcass.
It's just a new generation, a new bands coming up like us, Limp Bizkit, Deftones. These kind of bands, I don't really hear them as metal. Today we need something new.
Are you ready? They're new, they're hard, and they hate being labeled. They represent an eclectic new wave of decidedly heavy bands forcing their way into the mainstream. There's the hip-hop metal fusion of Limp Bizkit, the aggressive grooves of the Deftones, and the pounding bass lines of Bakersfield, California's Korn, the unofficial pioneers of this new scene. In 1996, Korn's second album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard chart with little airplay or media support, and it even earned the band a Grammy nomination.
Being like an underground band with not a lot of mainstream airplay or anything, is cool, you know? It's an honor.
But honor is not a word bestowed upon some Korn fans these days, as devotee Eric Van Hoven found out. He was recently suspended from his Western Michigan high school for simply wearing a T-shirt displaying the band's name.
It's really a sad thing. I thought we lived in a free country or something, and now it's come to the point where a kid can't even go to school with just a shirt that says Korn on it.
If it said Korn and like some cuss words under it, or, you know, or a picture. Korn, that's it, period. And what's wrong with wearing that?
Korn took a proactive approach to the controversy when they filed a cease and desist order against the vice principal after she made some rather caustic remarks about the band.
We've never been really a political band, but when something like this happens, we want to stand up for, it's more like a human rights, First Amendment thing.
I mean, we're not little angels, but she had no place saying those things, because to those kids, we mean something. We stand for something.
But hard rock has never been a stranger to controversy. Judas Priest were pulled into a Nevada courtroom when 2 teenage fans shot themselves in 1985 after listening to the track Better By You, Better Than Me. And Black Sabbath's early image had them branded Satanists.
The people only saw Black Sabbath, hear the bell on the first album, the thunder and lightning. That was it. That's all they wanted to hear. I mean, to the point that we made a conscious effort to get away from that, but the people would pull us back.
Although many of today's new metal bands cite Black Sabbath's heaviness as a major influence, headbangers may be surprised to know what other music has inspired the leaders of the new school.
The roots of our music definitely come from metal, but there's so much more in it.
A big influence was the first, Faith No More record that came out. I guess the early day Chili Peppers was an influence for me.
Sugar Hill Gang, Eric B. and Rakim, Cool G Rap.
I was brought up from everything, from Stevie Wonder to hip-hop.
Hip-hop is a valuable source to many of today's rock outfits. A prime example is Limp Bizkit, whose lineup includes DJ Lethal, formerly of House of Pain. His innovative turntable techniques has the band successfully sampling from both metal and hip-hop.
I mean, I don't really do any just regular hip-hop scratching things. I'm trying to do, guitar stuff, just like sonic boom, you know what I mean? Not just that's played out, you know what I mean? So, just trying to be like Tom Morello on the turntable, you know?
We wanted to have all these sides, and that we really enjoy and get into all these different kinds of music, whether I'm singing, soft, screaming, rhyming, or anything. And we want to be able to be the first band to be able to do it all and be respected for it all.
I love Limp Bizkit, we love you. You guys kick ass, man.
The most valuable ingredient in today's mixed genre metal scene is its dedicated fans, and the bands don't take them for granted. Korn has even set up a website aptly titled Korn TV, where fans can go weekly to check out the band live in the studio.
It's just another way that we can be intimate with our fans and let them be part of the record, making the record as well,
While Korn TV is an innovative modern way to keep fans connected, the past, present, and future of the genre seem to rest with that most traditional method of reaching audiences, touring.
Heavy metal, hard rock music traditionally has been a very, very live form of music. When we started out, we knew the only way that we were going to be able to get our music to the people that we wanted to get it to was by going and playing live.
And the fans didn't disappoint. Last year's Ozfest was second only to Sarah McLachlan's Lilith Fair and Money Gross. This year should be no exception, with Ozfest 98 and Korn's Family Values Tour, each set to bring their specific brand of hard rock to the masses.
And if we have a goal, if there's any goal that we have, it's longevity, and I think the only, the key to that is just having the fans, be loyal and being loyal to them and, give them good product.
We're coming up. You can't hold us back. It's going to break through. I've had it with alternative radio, man. I want to break through. And it's going to happen. You can't fight it no more.
I think heavy music, man, if it's emotional and it's real and it's good and people can connect to it, then it's going to be fine, and heavy music's not going to go away.